Okay, that was pretty bad. We're gonna have to reset that, unfortunately. Yeah, that kind of stunk there. Normally I would play with the sound, but I just don't want to get problems with copyright striking or whatever. So I'm going to keep the TV muted for the most part. Of course, you'll probably hear the sounds here. And we're playing this on hard mode. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, back to hard mode. This game, of course, was made in 1993. And this is the official sequel of the first game. Man, my D-pad just does not want to turn today. Good grief, what is going on here? I mean, anytime I try to commentate it... Huh? What the heck? Did the screen just freeze briefly? Oh yeah, I don't want that for submissions. Yeah, that was weird. Did you just see that just now, James? Look, my screen froze before it went back to normal. I have been trying to keep an eye out for any updates for my cap card, but there hasn't been any. I'm starting to wonder if I'm gonna have to probably update that. Alright, so we're gonna check here. So this is hard mode. Set on hard mode. Alright, I am playing this on a Wii U Pro controller. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, let's try this again. This is Final Fight 2. This was made in 1993, and we're back to playing the hard mode version of this game. Now, we are going to be trying to make sure we use infinites right here. But anyway, I do know other methods to rack up damage, even without the infinites applied. Yeah, some of these enemies are pretty tricky to pull off here, especially when fighting. But anyway, we gotta keep going. Anyway, that takes care of Johnny. There we go. So once you wipe out these enemies, break that barrel so we can force these guys to come out. Man, that scout didn't want to be hit by that lariat there. We'll wait until we jump over the barrel to break it. Alright, it looks like my inputs are starting to come out a little bit faster. Wow. That gets rid of the oh, only one of them got down. Shame on you all! I really hate when these enemies do not want to work to my favor. Anyway, we're not going to break this crate because we're going to set up a despawn coming up. And that's because we're going to get rid of Jack. That's going to emerge a little bit later once we start going downwards. So once we get over here... That takes care of Mick. There goes Scott. So normally we would have to fight these two along with Jack, but since we got the crate intact, the Jack does not merge there. I'm not playing your games, Johnny. You play mine. Alright, so unfortunately this bull is not going to cooperate, so we're going to have to force them to come out here. Man, my infinite just went out of bounds there. Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. So on the hard and expert difficulties, we'll start encountering mechs there. Anyway, now that we're out of here, we'll pick up this barbecue for safety heal. And then we're going to be fighting these two here. We'll do a reverse pile driver so we can make sure that we get Atlas in range. Yeah, luckily these guys can be hit for some pretty hefty damage there. But once we get to the layer levels, though, it's going to be a different story. So anyway, once we beat these guys, we'll move over here. We're going to try to beat them all up quickly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll, now we get to fight 1-1 here. Ah, I meant to do the special and wouldn't let me. Please stop doing that 1-1. Yeah, unfortunately, this is when the defenses really pick up here. Unfortunately, I got that undertow I was talking about earlier, too. So yeah, this becomes quite a bit of a problem on the higher levels, unfortunately. Luckily, we don't have to deal with the Endori here. And unfortunately, 1-1 chickened out there. That was pretty bad. But then again, it's very hard to get through fighting 1-1 in one piece without taking a whole lot of damage or losing one life there. So anyway, we're going on to France. We are going to suck this despawn here. This time, instead of a Scott, we get a Mick there. And it looks like we got the despawn completed because he's gone now. Normal difficulty, it's pretty bad in general. Namely because you do have to deal with only 4 enemies, but even those 4 are pretty difficult to fight. So here on hard mode, you'll start noticing a Joe coming out there. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the despawn here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we also have to deal with that Elliot that emerged there, too. Excuse me, fool? Yeah, you really have to watch your back here, especially on the higher difficulties. Technically, I'd rather do 3 headbutts on these guys rather than going for full infinites. Now, Haggar's spinning pile driver is actually the second strongest attack in the entire game. The only thing that out-edges it is actually Maki's handstand kick extra joy move. Nice try, like... Ah! I couldn't punch him in time, darn it. That was my fault there. I can't blame that on input being eaten there. I thought I had enough time to react, but I didn't. Anyway, we're going to be moving forward. Luckily, that enemy was pretty much still weak, but once we get into extra mode, they'll start getting more difficult to fight. Dang it, my attacks just don't want to trigger there. Yeah, I know they want higher difficulties, but from my experience, Final Fight 2 is probably more faster if you're playing it on easy or normal difficulties. Ooh, we got that Leon out of the way. Nice. Oh, that Endori Jr. didn't want to charge? That's a first. Down you go, Elic. You will have none of your shenanigans here. Yeah, that Robert that would normally appear there gets replaced by the Elic. Yeah, I've noticed sometimes when you're doing infinites, you can like literally get that replaced with chain attack or something else in general. Now the Andoris coming up are going to probably start having very high health. So yeah, that Andori pretty much had more higher health than he and the others had before him. So anyway, now we got past that, we're going to the airport, and let's just hope we get some despawns this time around. There we go. Let's move. So that crate actually gets rid of that Johnny, actually, that would have been there in general. And because we got rid of Scott, that makes it a little bit more easier to do. The less enemies you have to fight, the better. Nice try, Jack. Alright, I will have to pick up the barbecue coming up, unfortunately, because unfortunately my health's pretty bad. The despawn's actually pretty good if your health's in good position. But sadly, it's not if your health's pretty bad. Man, I can't believe that happened. Ooh. Yeah, thankfully Haggar has just like a ton of powerful attacks, but vast majority of them get pretty nerfed pretty hard. Most of Haggar's punches are like 6 points actually on this and expert difficulty actually. And that includes bosses, the Andoris, the weapon users, Alice's and Johnny's. I don't trust you, Freddy. So anyway, we're coming up against Andori 2.0 here. Yeah, he'll always charge wherever your character was last at there. Alright, not bad. At least we didn't lose a life on that fight. Oh yeah, you can see Guile there. There are some Street Fighter cameos in Final Fight 2, actually. We ran into Chun-Li earlier, of course. I think that's a lot more faster if this was done on the SNES version rather than the Wii U VC or the Wii VC. Not that anyone can access those anymore. Alright, moving on to Holland. After we get through that bonus round, of course enemies will start getting difficult from here on out, and this is when things will start picking up. Luckily that enemy was very kind to take that damage there on the mines. Yeah, and the Elex become more commonplace. Ow, we got hit by that robbery. You'll have to forgive me, I haven't really played this this mode in quite a long while. Yeah, we got that Andori Jr. to deal with too. What you gonna do? Come over here because I'm not chasing you. So who's gonna emerge here? Ooh. So yeah, we got Andoris coming at us. Or at least one of them. Now, an expert will have to deal with two of them, actually. Here's your landmine for your supper. Alright, so anyway, we're coming up against Elec right here. Bite. Bam! That spinning pile driver put the stamp on that. So anyway, we got this area to deal with. I think all the enemies are pretty much the same, regardless of the level of difficulty you're playing on. Okay, why did my third hit not hit there? Good grief. This is crazy. Alright, we get some food here, thankfully. And we just intercepted a robber that tried to jump at us. But he failed. Alright, so we're going to try to move these guys over here so we can position our character right there. And then we're going to move upwards. So anyway, we're going to be dealing with Roberts and Leons coming up. So I do need to hold up just in case one of them does leap at me. Yep, 2 actually. Yeah, I wasn't gonna go for a full infinite there. Yeah, most of my damage is pretty much reduced quite heavily when fighting certain enemies. Unfortunately, that kind of happens with fighting with Grandpa and Dory and the other Endories. That also includes the weapon users, the blockers, most of the bosses in general. Sadly, there's not much you can do when having to deal with these enemies here, but thankfully we got them all grouped up over here, and that made it more easier to get to the next area. So anyway, we're on our way to the next area. So I don't really care about these guys. If they come at me, fine. Alright, who's gonna merge here? Whew, that was close. Yeah, we're gonna keep that barrel intact because we are gonna set up a despawn. Pretty much paid off. Normally there would be an Iliad that would emerge on the left side there, and by keeping the barrel intact, we pretty much prevented him from coming after us. So don't ignore those barrels and crates if it means eliminating one enemy from the lineup. Because those things count as enemies for the most part, and that could be very useful in setting up some, having to deal with less enemies in general. Woo, that was crazy! I avoided that! Noteworthy of a clip, no doubt. Alright, so we're going to beat up this last Endori and hopefully don't screw up here. Then we're going to move on to fighting Bracken. Well, once we get through the last of the Magir, that is. So we are going to set up a despawn attempt if we can. Unfortunately, these enemies weaseled out of there, unfortunately. Yeah, that was pretty much it for my health there. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Yeah, there he goes. Ouch, we got chest bump. Wow, the chest bump doesn't really do a whole lot of damage on this game. And it was crazy in Bomb Fight 1, though. Yeah, there goes my infinite again. Like I said, my infinites kind of drop every now and then. Now, in this version, we have to fight Atlas's and Johnny's here. So, thankfully, we don't have to deal with normal enemies we would normally have to fight. But that doesn't mean they'll still interrupt our infinite attempts. Now, Haggar can infinite enemies rack in pretty far range, but it's not always the case. So yeah, believe it or not, he can actually strike enemies pretty much in just about any range, as long as he hits that small area where his hitbox is extending. Believe it or not, one of his fists actually extends a hitbox that Haggar can hit. So anyway, once you beat Bracken, you'll move on to England, and we're going to pick up this one up for safety. And we're going to weaken this Elliot for a little bit later, and try to get rid of Atlas real quick. He's the core of despawning these enemies, and thankfully that worked. Drop kick for the win. Okay, that should not happen. Oh, we did it. Okay, that was interesting enough. Okay, I had the lariat out. What in the world? I hate when these enemies get a little bit cocky for their own good. But anyway, we're going to beat up this Andori right here. There isn't really much to talk about the stage other than it is really going to get a lot more harder as we progress through the rest of this game, because the enemies are not going to take a whole lot of damage, and especially the ones we're going to be fighting for the most part. Now, round 4 is pretty interesting because of the fact that we don't fight a whole lot of common enemies. We fight pretty much the more difficult standard enemies that we normally not see until we get to a little bit later. And you can definitely tell the enemies are getting more HP and all that as we progress. Ouch. Here's the enemies emerging from the left. Normally I don't usually play this mode, so I try not to play on higher difficulties. Like I said before, you get more faster times playing it on easy and normal than you do on hard and expert. Yeah, on these difficulties, you'll start seeing the Elex more common than your basic Mark and the other enemies you would normally fight. That's okay. We do need our health refilled anyway. Now, luckily the Elex do take normal damage on the higher difficulties, along with the common enemies and the Leons and Roberts. Nice try, pal. Yeah, we're going to position ourselves in the open areas. There's probably going to be almost 3 waves of enemies coming right at us. Normally I'm on the bottom plane, but since we're playing on a higher difficulty, though, we'll have to play a little bit safe there. Alright, so we're going to be fighting Philippe next. And let's see how he treats us this time. And already he's breaking out of there. So on the higher difficulties, Philippe does get a power boost on his attacks. Oh, I meant to grab it and he struck me, unfortunately. But yeah, Philippe pretty much plays like the Elgatos and Hollywoods, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I'm getting my bubble, so that is not that there is my fault there. But yeah, if there's one thing I have noticed on the higher difficulties is that Philippe does do more damage despite not having a defense increase. Alright, so now we're going on to this stage, so we're going to go ahead and start breaking drums. But yeah, the fights with Philippe can get pretty chaotic if he doesn't play it the way you want it to. It would be nice if we could do infinites with Haggar, at least on this version, but I just find it virtually impossible to do it with for this version, unfortunately. I can see why Noah Boy was able to beat that record that I previously had because of that. But thankfully we got through that bonus stage pretty quickly. So unfortunately we lost 2 lives on hard. Both of them to Philippe. So Philippe can be problematic in general. So we're now moving on to the pre-ultimate stage. This is Italy. So we're going to be moving forward. Alright, let's wipe out these enemies. Let's see who's coming out. Stay on your side, Leon. Thankfully, we didn't have to fight an Endori, because those guys come out to play pretty much on expert difficulty. Alright, so we're going to jump over here after we throw him. Get rid of this knife. Well, speaking of which, it didn't matter because we have to deal with them. These guys definitely love to stick to you like glue in terms of movement. Ah, how in the world did he grab me? Yeah, it's pretty unfair when you take a look at it. Now there are a few tricks to fight Nautiluses and Johnnies, but it's pretty hard to set them all up. And it's very difficult to get those grabs and grapple strikes when you want them. Alright, that takes care of them. Whoa. Oh, I cannot believe you did that. Get out of my way, Leon. Yeah, as you can definitely tell, the HP increases are becoming pretty noticeable. And of course, our attacks are dealing less damage, of course, which does not help. Alright, so we do need to pick up the Genryu side to avoid getting hit if they leap at us. Nice try, you two. Alright, here we go. Alright, can we get rid of 2 at least? I can't believe that Endori pulled himself away. Yeah, they're starting to get more HP now. Stay down, you two. Alright, that gets rid of them, thankfully. Now, it's pretty good if you manage to get 3 of them out of the way. Despawned and everything. Believe it or not, despawning actually really does count for a lot of things in Fall Fight 2 speedrunning. Nice try, you 3. Yeah, I need to speed things up a bit. Man, he took his sweet time getting up. Alright, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this without losing a life, but we're going to try at least. So we're going to go up and fight Roleno, drop kick him to kick things off. And let's just hope he decides to not do that. So now he's just being a jerk. Just, you do not want him doing that. I could try grabbing him, but that would be a little bit of a high risk. No, I was going to probably lose a life here, unfortunately. So we're going to put him back on his space. Hopefully he didn't try to go for that tripwire throw. So he should be getting close to his final health, pretty much. Which is pretty much right now. Alright, so the grenades always go wherever your character is at, so if you're on the upper plane when he starts throwing them, he'll throw them all to the upper plane. So you do not want him throwing them wherever your characters are at. Yeah, unfortunately I got a little bit too greedy and tried to go after him almost immediately. So technically you want to wait for him to hit the ground and then start attacking him, then do your grapple strikes and whatnot. So anyway, we're coming up to round 6. Let's try to get these 3 out of the way. Ooh, we got 2 out of 3. That is not bad. Now, it is possible to do infinites on the blockers, but it is just very hard to get it down right, unfortunately. So we're keeping our character at 1 plane above the Elliot here. That's to make sure he doesn't try anything here. Alright, let's pin him over here so that he gets hit with those landmines. Really does help if you don't want to burn out your hands, that is, for doing the infinites. Alright, so we made it over here, so we're going to move on to 6-2. This is where I call the Garden of Madness, because this is definitely the eye of the storm. Sons of Maggie remembers to deal with. And we got the despawn we want. We actually want that Atlas to appear. And that's because he's the next on the lineup. So yeah, I did try to do the infinite on the blocker here, and he wound up blocking it. But yeah, I'm not going to take my chances with infiniting with an Elic and an inventory right there. Ow! How dare they! How dare they! Man, he's in a charging mood today. Or at least at this point in the game. Yeah, the infinites are kind of hard to do in this game, namely because of the fact that you're basically fighting with less of your attack power than you are with easy and normal difficulties. Now, like I said before, you can mix up your jump attack damage with your grapples, and that actually speeds up defeating them too. Alright, so now that we got past this area, we're going to go straight to the garden up here. Alright. I know I was attacking just now, and yet it did not want to do that. Alright, so we're going to try to infinite these guys so we can weaken this Inventory Jr. He's going to be Probably the biggest enemy to take out, pretty much. Man, didn't give me enough time to get out of there. Yeah, the Endories are pretty hard to fight when you get on the higher difficulties. They're essentially trees, pretty much, because they just have tons of life bars to whittle down. Alright, let's get rid of these enemies before we fight Endori Jr. and Endori here. Nicely set them up like this. And then just reap the rewards with the infinite as long as you don't drop it and they don't grab you in turn. But yeah, it's very hard to do an infinite multiple times on higher difficulties because it just wears you out completely. So anyway, once you get past these guys, we're gonna knock these guys down. Let's see what they do. Alright, so that Grandpa Dory now has 3 health bars to whittle down, or I should say actually 4. Yeah, if you don't want to, if your hands are starting to hurt from doing the infinites, my recommendation is just use other methods to whittle down, like doing meaty combos and whatnot. But once you beat that Endori, we're moving on to the to this area. So, like before, we are not going to break that barrel because that'll release more enemy weapon users. How did he hit me there? Oh, that... I do not believe that just happened. The blockers are very annoying regardless of what difficulty you play this game on. But yeah, it's more easier to get more damage with grapple strikes than it is going for infinites. You don't have to worry about that if you're playing as Maki or Carlos, though. Haggar, though? That's a nightmare. Sometimes you'll have to play a little bit safe, and that's do all these jump attacks. But sometimes being safe is more better than being sorry, that is. Alright, so once you get past the blockers, just move forward. Yeah, I got caught in the undertow, unfortunately. What you gonna do? You like... Ah! Jump too early. Anyway, the Elix are pretty nasty here, especially with all their buddies and everything coming out. So anyway, once you get past here, we're going to be moving forward. Start jumping because you don't know when that Robert's going to emerge. Oh, I cannot believe that guy just tried to jump at me. I don't think so, Alice. Oh, that Elix decided to move up here instead of down there this time. What the heck? Why did my input not go through? Well, anyway, we finally got past that part. So we're going to be moving on upstairs, and we're going to be taking on the final area. So this is our final time dealing with all of these enemies. And one final go-ahead. No way! Golly. Yeah, this game is just cursing me today. Yeah, these guys have pretty high HP, not to mention they got pretty high defenses, which does not help with the slightest. Anyway, we'll wait for the firebombs to get through, and we'll start moving forward. Now, pretty interesting enough, the Joes actually there's actually 2 Joes on one lane. So basically when that happens, only one of them gets to appear on that lane. So we do have to watch out here, because we got Leon's and that Endori Jr. to deal with. Alright, we got through. Nice. Let's go. Alright, so if I position our character there, we get rid of Mick, that would have been there. And because we didn't break that barrel earlier, Johnny's gone too. What is going on with these Elecs? I want you guys gone. Alright, that Elix's gone. So is that Alice, thank goodness. Whew! It's getting crazy here. Yeah, we gotta deal with the Endoris and the Alice here. Man, they didn't want me getting anything going. At least we got rid of the Alices. Now we gotta start getting rid of these guys. Ooh. Actually, that's actually a blessing in disguise, because that refills our health there for our fight with Ritu. Alright, so once you beat these guys, we're gonna go into the door. And we're gonna be fighting Ritu coming up. So, of course, nothing's changed on this guy. Just gotta be very careful here. Man, I thought I could grab him, but apparently weaseled right out of that. What is he doing for spin kicks? Darn you, stop that! Please cooperate and just get beaten up here. Yeah, sometimes Ritu is actually passive, and then there's times when he just... no, I'm gonna beat you up. That's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, Ritu does a 3-way hop when he moves around, so he'll usually move in a 3-way movement when he does that, whenever he hops. When he gets very aggressive, though, he'll go for 2 hops. Man, I know I hit that special just now, and that did not want to go off. Anyway, we're getting close to beating Ritu here. I'm gonna keep that special intact for some more hits. Alright, 42-42, not bad. Oh yeah, yeah, given my experience from playing playing expert mode, your hands will get hurt after a while. So you want to stretch them and take a bit of a rest. Alright, so I don't know if that's a good run or not, but I think my commentary was good, I think. I need some honest feedback, but I'll go ahead and submit that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think, of course, finding the right balance of feedback and, right balance of commentary plus playing is going to be the difficult part if any of these runs get accepted to AGDQ, or any GDQs for that matter. Well, that depends. Don't forget, there's almost 2,000 games submitted almost every year for this event, or at least the last time I heard of it. Yeah, according to Elrock, they always prefer harder modes, but I have seen them reject expert difficulty. So I don't think it's actually the difficulty that actually comes into play. It's actually whether or not people will be entertained, or it could be commentary, it could be other things. There's way too many factors to go into discussion. But hey, they're the ones that make the decisions. Alright, I'm going to be right back. Going to refill my water and go use the restroom. So hang tight, I'll be right back.